Hello everyone, this is Gene and I'm back with another video after nearly a half a year away, which was not my intention. Um, I did not anticipate the amount of work, excuse me, that work would leave me with upon starting the new year. There's been a lot of changes in my work situation. I got a new boss, we're training him. A lot of work has just been piling in and it's been leaving me very tired and very busy, right? This, I wouldn't quite call it a sabbatical, unlike last summer, given what I was dealing with at the time. But yeah, I'm back for at least this video. I don't know how frequent I'll be using this channel to make videos. I'm hoping at some point to get back to regular video content. But again, with everything going on in my life obviously takes priority. But I'm gonna try. Hopefully over the summer, I can hopefully make some time. But I hope everyone's well, or if you're not well, I hope things get better. Let's address this tweet here that's been blowing up a bit all day long. So it seems like Dove, the soap brand, right? The soap brand, the beauty product brand that also occasionally, makes ice cream bars. Is joining in other companies such as Bud Light, who had the very controversial Dylan Mulvaney ad, and Miller Lite that actually had an ad resurface, I think yesterday or the day prior, where they had done a ad with a female comedian, which was, in my opinion, just very off-putting, very insulting, and they literally used crap. They used manure to try to sell you beer. It's like, um, I don't drink much as it is, but when I do drink beer, I don't want to think about manure. Same way when I eat food, I don't want to think about manure, right? But apparently, in another example of what Neon of Clownfish TV would refer to as anti-marketing, we now have Dove weighing in on the debate that never dies, the uh, women in video games are over-sexualized debate. So let me read this tweet and then I'll play the video and then I will give my thoughts. If you follow me online, you already know how I feel about this. And I think if you're someone who's been following me for a while, following my video content, I've covered this type of thing before, and you'll probably have a good idea of where I lean on this. So I think either way, unless you're totally new, you'll have an idea of where I'm going to go with this. But regardless, excuse me for the coughing. I'm getting over a cold. So from the drum, which is modern marketing and agency business and creativity and the future of media, right? So they're just reporting on what happened. And I did check YouTube. This is on the Dove webpage, but the comments are turned off, interestingly enough. So I don't know if that's them turning the comments off, or as YouTube sometimes does, if they think something is marketed toward kids, they will automatically turn the comment section off. So I honestly don't know which one it is, but either way on YouTube, um, the comments for this in my opinion, very divisive ad about video games and women in video games by a soap company, right? The comments are turned off. So let's see what this says here, right? It says Dove, right? Again, the soap brand that occasionally makes ice cream bars, right? Takes a stand against overly sexualized women in video games with Epic Games' Unreal Engine education team and Women in Games, eliminating stereotypes and to build young players' self-esteem and body confidence. Right, and we see the hashtags of real beauty, see all women in gaming. Because like the 1990s never happened and we never had iconic female characters. But anyway, so let's look at the ad itself. Come on. This always happens to me. One moment, I'm gonna pause and see if I can get it going. Pause. Alright, so I'm gonna just end it here because this thing is just not playing. I always have this problem. I always have this problem whenever I try to record something and play something on the screen. It always happens. But I will link to it so you guys can check it out yourself. And again, please remember I'm not a professional YouTuber. I don't do editing or things of that nature. So my videos are what they are. So again, I apologize for the playback issues. This always happens. But so yeah, the rest of the ad just shows her in the let's say Lara Croft-esque inspired. Try to find it. Right, this very best shot I can get. This very Lara Croft-esque outfit, and it shows her fighting the same enemy from before. Right, as we see here, it shows her fighting the same enemy from before, but now, she's uh, in this more, I guess, casual outfit that in no way fits the setting of the game, right? So what Dove ends up saying here is, let me try to. 74% of girls feel underrepresented in video games. I would like to see a citation of their sources, please. We partnered with Unreal Engine and Women in Games to change this. Again, who told you there was a problem? Let's make virtual beauty real. No, that would be like asking for Mortal Kombat to be real. What makes it fun is that it's not real. Right, but now that I've kind of shown the video, and again, I apologize for the playback issues. I'll link the video so you guys can check it out separately on your own if you haven't seen it yet. But I just want to go over this tweet. So let's see here. So according to this, uh, apparently this original design, right? This original idealized design, right here, is apparently over sexualized, right? Fully covering her arms, fully covering her legs, right? She's not in a pose that is overtly sexual or suggestive or seductive, right? She's just firing this weapon, firing some sort of blast from the sword at this enemy. Right? You see, you even see here, right, or this one here, right? There's nothing terribly obscene or overtly sexual, at least in my opinion, about this design. It looks like something that the female version of Commander Shepard would wear in the Mass Effect games. Yet now, apparently, Dove is taking a stand against this because apparently now this represents an overly sexualized woman in video games, which is very frustrating to me because the argument for years has been that it was the whole Red Sonja chainmail bikini thing that was the issue supposedly, but now having a female warrior look like a female warrior and wear armor, right, or at least something armor-esque, something that fits in the world of this game, right, that is not, overtly sexy. It's not showing skin with the exception of her face, right, and her hair. So it's nothing, obscene about this. And I think, honestly, this is a good design. I like it. I think as a character design, it's good. But apparently now this is over-sexualized and this is problematic, right? And as we see here later on in the ad, right, she basically, right, we see she's, I guess, the lead character in several of these different video games. Maybe she's supposed to be part of a greater franchise. And then we see that, it's all an act, right? And now she's shedding her skin, and we're seeing that she's a heavier set woman. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not against the idea of a heavy set woman as the lead or a protagonist in a game or in an ad. What bugs me about this ad is that, one, it's by a soap company. Who the hell asked Dove soap and ice cream bars for their opinion about women in video games? They don't make video games. They don't report on video games. As much as I don't like them, Forbes has more of an interest in video games than Dove does. Not once in this ad do they ever advertise their soap. You know, the thing that's supposed to, clean your hands and clean your face and all that stuff. They never advertise their own product, which is the soap, right? And they could have gone so many ways with this ad. They could have, shown her getting home from work, taking a shower right above the shoulders, or just washing her hands, washing her face. They could give her kids she's looking after. Maybe she's a parent, maybe she's a teacher, whatever it is, showing them how to wash their hands properly with soap, right? With Dove soap. Or you could even have the protagonist character that she's, I guess, play acting in this video game. Guess they went the Wreck-It Ralph route, and have the character have soap-based powers, right? Uh, uh, Soap in the eyes attack or whatever it is, right? And have that the sort of power up, that helps them beat the boss character is Dove soap, right? 100 different ways you could have done this ad that could have marketed your product and not been divisive and pissed off gamers. But what they do is this, right? They show her, I guess, shedding the illusion of a cool female character design, to embrace the reality, I guess, right? Which again, I what was so wrong with the original design, and why are you like? I'm trying to figure out like if you just wanted the character to be heavy set from the start, why not lead with that? Why not make a cool design with a heavy set woman instead of this? Because here, she basically looks like a woman going to Comic-Con or something, trying to cosplay as Lara Croft. And I honestly think, I mean, the top and the hot pants, I do think it's inspired by Lara's, sort of default outfit in the Tomb Raider games. And I think they altered the colors just slightly, just so they won't get sued or anything. So again, like, who's this ad for, right? Because to me, this is very anti-marketing. Who's this ad for? It's not certainly not for me. It certainly doesn't advertise anything that I need. You're not advertising a game I'd be interested in. You're not advertising a character I would be interested in, especially as the ad continues and you keep lecturing me, right? You're not advertising your actual product or your sub products, side products like the candy bar, like the ice cream bars, right? So like what who is this meant to appeal to? Because in the end, the point of an ad is to advertise something. This is not advertising your product. This is not advertising a positive or unifying message. So, like, who is this for? Right? Why do these companies keep engaging in clear anti-marketing? Right now, they claim that this is all to eliminate stereotypes and build young players' self-esteem and body confidence. To which I say, come on, Blaze Fielding, Blaze flipping Fielding. Okay, I was a young girl once. I was a kid once. I never needed video games to look like me. I didn't need Blaze or any other character to look like me. They were awesome because they were awesome. And as I said here, and you can see I changed my profile picture recently to Shiva. MK3 Shiva, something I will never look like because I'll never cut my hair like that. I'll never have red eyes. I'll never have four arms, and I'm certainly not daring enough to wear that type of bikini, and I'm certainly not going to be, bodybuilder muscular, right? Shiva is something I could never be, even if I sincerely wanted to. But you know why I like Shiva? Because it was just an incredibly cool design, and it was nice to see a female character taken as seriously as the other male Shokan. Right. So for me, she was always just punk AF, metal AF in my mind, and she's always been my favorite character of the of the Mortal Kombat games, except in 11, because dear God, why do they put the Shokan in armor? I'm still mad about this. The only thing that made me angrier was the Sindel thing, but this one made me mad too. But real talk, as I said here, first of all, this is an insult to all the real women who work out and stay fit. Two, it's a video game. It is not real. See my profile pic? She is not real. A fictional woman being attractive isn't a crime. As a girl gamer, I don't need a video game to represent me. And I stand by this, and I've gotten many responses uh, for this. Many agreeing with me, some not, and that's fine again. But I get so tired of these companies complaining about something that they don't know about, that they don't care about, to market to some sort of phantom audience. Look, like I wasn't highly inclined to buy Dove products because they just don't appeal to me. And now it's like you've given me more reason to not purchase your product. Now, I will say that of the conversations that I've seen crop up and that I've been a part of throughout the day with this, one topic that has come up that I actually do think somewhat contributes to this is marketing, right? And the sort of crux of the arguments is that there's this idea that there's only one style or one type of marketing in video games, and that is toward men, and that is to use sex appeal. Right now, look, I'm a child of the '90s. I grew up with sex and violence as part of my youth culture. This being a very benign example, although this is technically from Streets of Rage 4, which is from a few years ago. But Blaze's design is more or less the same, with the exception of the jacket. She didn't have the red. She didn't have the jacket in Streets of Rage 2, but the outfit overall is the same, right? But here's what I have to say about the marketing thing. I think the marketing sort of gets misremembered for what it was. Because, yes, there was a lot of, sex appeal, sex laden marketing. I had GamePro, I read the magazines. But that type of marketing was almost always used for games that were going to be marketed to boys anyway. Right? Games like, I don't know, GTA or Mortal Kombat or things of that nature, right? Or these silly BMX games, right? right? BMX XXX, that type of stuff. Games that were already sort of made for an intended audience. It's not like they used the whole sex appeal marketing for everything, like Kirby or The Sims or something, right? I can tell you because I was there is that there was actually a great variety of video games. It's just that the media perception of video games was this very niche, scary thing, right? Because all you ever heard about was Mortal Kombat and Doom and Duke Nukem and whether or not it contributed to Columbine and all this other stuff. So the media focused they back then they focused more on the violence than necessarily the sex appeal. But the media gives this impression that all video games or all popular video games are just the M-rated, dangerous, edgy titles when that's not the case, right? But nobody cares about how The Sims is marketed, right? Nobody's gonna reference a Sims ad, usually in an argument. Right? What gets referenced is stuff like this. What gets referenced is Mortal Kombat. Right. That's what people. What gets referenced is Tomb Raider. People take these popular titles, right, and they assume it applies to everything about gaming, when that's not the case, right? So I think that's what happened with the way marketing, especially from the '90s, is being remembered or perhaps misremembered. Yeah, a lot of ads did feature sexy women, sex appeal, innuendo, stuff like that. But they were usually marketing games that were being targeted, being aimed at, like older teen boys, college boys at that time. Anyway, it wasn't like they were marketing like Spot Goes to Hollywood by using sex appeal or anything of that nature. It was not this one size fits all type thing. And something else I just want to sort of bring up because there's so many different conversations going on, um, which I will link to. But here's the thing: Blaze, right, wears a completely what's the what's the term I would use? Completely impractical outfit to do what she does, right? The whole point of the Streets of Rage games is, to roam the streets, beat up bad guys, beat up level bosses, that shoot at you, that, you know, break glass bottles over your head and all this other stuff, right? She's not dressed, right? She isn't a cop. Well, technically, in games lore, she's an ex-cop, right? But obviously, she's not dressed like a police officer, right? She's not carrying a gun. She's not in body armor or anything like that. She's not wearing a bulletproof vest, right? It's not practical for crime fighting. And guess what? As I showed with the other ad, right? With the Dove ad, what that woman ends up wearing as her real self, right? The shirt that's pretty much this color, the shorts, isn't practical either. So someone please explain to me why a design like Blaze is considered problematic in these days, although it's just as impractical and makes absolutely no sense. And to be clear, Streets of Rage, nobody's look or design makes sense. Like you have a wrestler in Max walking around with no shirt and just wrestling tights on. Okay, a real wrestler, if he ever wanted to go fight crime, is not going to dress like that. Right? So it can't be a practicality factor because this is impractical for the task of, fighting gangs in the middle of the street. And let me see here. What's going on here? Oh Lord, this is not what I meant. She is. She is pretty. Come on. As you can see, this outfit in the ad itself, right? This is her real self, right? She's no longer the idealized warrior actually wearing armor. She's now wearing, as Jill Barrett would say, please stab me now. But, she's wearing this simple, impractical Tomb Raider inspired outfit, in my opinion. And she's just finished killing, the big bad scary monster. So why is this okay when it's just as impractical as Blaze's outfit? But Blaze's outfit would now be a problem in modern day gaming. Make it make sense. That's all I'm asking for. Make it make sense. And what really probably I would say frustrates me. I don't want to linger too long on the point. This is hitting the 30-minute mark. So what really frustrates me about this is that Dove, like many other companies over the years, have taken it upon themselves to suddenly speak up for women like me without asking women like me how we feel about being female players in the gaming space, or how we feel about female characters and design and representation and all that. They claim to be taking a stand. They're taking a stand, right? Against overly sexualized women, although they don't show it in overly sexualized women in this ad, right? But they're taking a stand against overly sexualized women in video games. Yet they don't talk to any women who actually play video games. I don't know who they spoke to. I don't know who they focus tested this with. But they certainly didn't ask me. There was no email in my account. There was no DM. There was no message, or in my DMs, no tweet from Dove, came to me and said, "Hey, we see you talk about video games a lot. What do you think about this?" No one asked me. Nobody asked me, but these companies want to speak for me, which in their attempt to speak for me, they actually silence me because my voice gets drowned out, right? The voice of women like myself who like video games, who uh, are not overly bothered. But I'm not saying things are perfect, but for the most part, we're not overly bothered by how the female characters look, or whether or not they're sexy, or how they're marketed, right? These companies decide to speak for us and yet leave us without a voice because no one can hear us, right? No one can hear what we say, or nobody listens to what they say because Dove has the bigger voice, and Dove has, appointed themselves as my protector, as my voice, except that I'm a New Yorker. I can speak up for myself. uh, Not your shield, Dove. Not your shield. I never asked for you to speak for me. I don't need you to speak for me. I have plenty of platforms from which I can shout my message of leave my games alone from. So kindly, leave my games alone. There's a reason why I chose Shiva of all characters as a profile pic. Because she's freaking cool. And part of what makes her cool is showing off her body the way she does. And if you've got a problem with that, that is 100% your problem. Not mine. Not the video game industry. You. If you guys truly cared about women in games, you would actually do things like maybe, call Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, to the carpet for the way, they've actually mistreated women, grossly mistreated women who work for them, have violated actual laws and had to pay out millions of dollars for it. You guys keep picking on designs, but you don't give one iota of a damn about the actual women who, sadly, in some cases, in some companies, are being mistreated terribly to the point where it's a violation of law. But you guys don't speak about one thing about that because you don't actually care about whether or not gaming, whether it's in playership or female characters or actual creatives in the industry, are actually respected or represented or anything else. You're picking up a dead horse, right? You are putting lipstick on a corpse, right? And trying to make it seem like you're defending people. You're not. Okay, I don't need your straw man or straw woman. I don't want it. I can speak for my damn self. Thank you very much. And so can many others uh, like me. So stop trying to silence me by talking over me. But Anyway, that's the video. Please let me know what you think, and I will see you all in the next one, whenever the heck that is. Have a good day or night whenever you are, or wherever you are, and I hope if things aren't good, I hope that they're getting better. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.